Okay, guys, it may sound dumb, but the more you talk to AI, the easier it's gonna get in terms of you building like actual solutions. It may sound crazy, but only if and only if you do it the right way. So if you just talk to AI and kind of build on your own and don't really like show anything or not really progressing in any parts of your life, like professional, passionate, or private, then of course you're not gonna like you're not gonna have that desire to work with it. But yeah, while maintaining balance, guys, without oversaturation. Um, I guess the most important part here is the thing is, if you just start building regular scripts, a traditional way, it's not really it's not really gonna come out great, guys, because you're 100% not gonna use those scripts. And second of all, any any topics that you pick that are generic topics, you most likely will fail. If you pick any, let's say you pick a topic of automating all sorts of N8N automations that can run but not really run. Well, why would you want to use N8N when you could just use everything with openclaw, etc.? But of course, N8N is deterministic. It's solid. Once it's there, that's it. That's all good and great. And yes, but at the end of the day, you gotta ask, wait a second, like, how can I get openclaw smarter? So what I kept doing, I kept getting in further and further into ground defining, ground define it, and further into simulation and verification, and focused on that, specifically different types of styles of verifications and validations. Because out of a sudden, like when you use different styles of verification validations, it becomes smarter even with a dumber model like Gemini or like Opus. Let's say Gemini is fast, but it misses many things that Opus does now. But Opus burns a lot of tokens. But if you do certain things that make it better, you will eventually arrive to the same kind of model like Opus, but in your own internal world, in your own domain set. That's kind of what I realized after adding all of those kind of elements. So at the end of the day, the question could be, well, I might as well just use Opus. That is kind of the realization, and not just Opus 4.6, but I'm talking about variants of it as well, like Minimax 2.7, that kind of stuff, which is picking up quickly, going over the horizon quickly, jumping over all those models just because of the cost. But remember, wherever there is a carrot, there's also a trap. So this is a Chinese company, you know. Right now the prices are low. Later they're going to be high. But the bottom line is it doesn't matter because there's always going to be competition, and you could switch between models and don't really care too much about that. But still, what's important is when you're building out your Freedom Fusion router. Well, in my particular case, it's different components that I constantly refer to that I'm leveraging. Those components include Feudal Educator Clay that wraps around the Freedom Fusion router and other components as well. If you guys want to see what I'm talking about to learn more about Freedom Fusion router, definitely take a look. Now, I don't want to sound monotonic, but I will tell you what openclaw did for me yesterday. And this is something that I just couldn't do with any other tool. I couldn't really do for like 2 years. I was trying to do all this. I couldn't really do, but openclaw was able to do that. What did it do? It created a cross-pollination um, descriptions across my titles, across my YouTube. It created powerful cross-pollinated content uh, that that started getting some traction on YouTube. And at first, I didn't really think about it. I was like, oh my God, openclaw, openclaw, openclaw. But then I was like, man, openclaw got smarter. It it pierces through verification phases, sort of like Opus, but When you see Opus work, you see it like verifying things, taking pictures, doing all sorts of techniques. Now those techniques are uh, like in your own domain. If you groundify them, your model could be a gazillion times stronger if you groundify it. If you just kind of make it look like a goose, it's gonna be going all over the place. So the truth is, guys, the truth is you need groundification, simulation, and verification, and it needs to be uh, tied to your use case, and then you could apply the same strong model across pretty much anything you build, and it just rips through. It's just wow. I mean, I think I may have created with my Feudal educator clay something even stronger than Corax, but in my own kind of mini world. If you guys wanted to see other videos, take a look at other videos that I created, and I'm gonna drop the link down below. Take a look at other relevancies, so this way kind of paint the mental picture for what is happening, like what exactly I'm doing with openclaw, and you're gonna see how powerful this is. And luckily, I just updated the description elements on YouTube, so it automatically will know what I'm talking about and find the right videos and include them in description, which before was like literally impossible to do until now. That's why it becomes more immersive. Now you can see different things, comments being dropped, that kind of stuff, videos, and so much more.